most part is really not a good word that we like to hear, but if you're thinking about divorce or perhaps you're even going through the process, you know what? Hopefully we can take some of the stress out of it for you this morning. I want you to meet Greg Davis. He's a partner with the law firm Davis, Foss and Blaze, and he's here to make that process perhaps a little better. Is that possible?
It is. Keeping your sense of humor is a great idea. Dancing is not a bad idea.
Okay, good, good.
But generally speaking, divorce is always good news. As the comedian Louis C.K. says, every divorce is good news because it's the end of a bad marriage.
You know what, that is an interesting way of putting it. And I want to make sure, and I want everybody at home to know, we're not here advocating divorce, but the truth of the matter is, Greg, is that for a lot of people, it really is a good thing and inevitable. So let's talk about the process. If someone is at home and they're, sometimes the spouse may get a sense that something's not going right. What should the other person do to perhaps ease the process or the blow?
Well, let me first say, not any two couples are the same.
Okay.
And no two people are going to do the same thing. I'm not in the business of breaking up families. I'm in the business of helping people get from point A to point B in their lives. We like to call it Life 2.0, the next version of themselves, the next version of their life. So my advice to my clients is be yourself.
Oh, that's
Whatever
good advice.
Your conscience tells you to do is the best thing to do, because you're going to be terrible if you're acting.
You know what? That is excellent advice. And you also told me, which I thought was really a really good tip, is that when somebody comes into your office and they are talking to you about divorce, the most important question that you ask them is, what do you want at the very end? What is your end goal? Why is that important?
Well, if you don't know where you're going, it's hard for me to help you get there. Everybody has different objectives. Every divorce comes with different objectives. If your children are at stake, you're going to want to do some things to prepare.
Right.
If your finances are at stake, you're going to want to do other things to prepare. Some people have premarital agreements that govern the financial terms of their divorce. So it's different for everybody.
Sure, sure. Now, should somebody come to you if they're thinking about it, or is it if they know it's a done deal?
They should come to me if they're thinking about it.
Okay.
Divorce planning is very, very important. We advise our clients to make sure they have a secure email address, for example. Make sure they have access to money, because they're going to need access to money during the divorce. Usually, with most couples, one of the couples does more of the financial work than the other. And that person often will try to starve out the other spouse.
Yeah.
We can't let that happen.
No, oh my gosh, that's an awful situation. I mean, and emotions are running so high at this point. And oftentimes there's assets involved, children involved, which, by the way, we're going to talk about the kids and how to deal with that situation. You're going to stick around for that. But the best true advice that you could give a man or a woman who knows at this point in time that they do not want to be married anymore, what is the very first thing they should do?
The very first thing they should do is come see me. Okay. I will talk to the client about how to broach the subject with the spouse. Some spouses are victims of domestic violence. Those spouses particularly probably shouldn't give their spouse a whole lot of warning. They probably want to see me, file, and move out.
So you're there to help and protect your client as well?
Absolutely.
That's very important to know, because, I mean, a lot of times you can't think straight when you're in this situation.
Well, my job is to be objective. The people that come see me are at their worst. I see a lot of good people at the worst time in their lives, and it is a privilege to me to be able to help them through it.
Wow. Greg, I am so glad that you're here with us today. I know a lot of people are paying attention, especially if they're in this situation, and we appreciate you sticking around because next we're going to talk about how to talk to your kids when it comes to divorce, and oftentimes that is extremely difficult as well. Let me give you some information, however. He is a family law attorney, Davis, Foz, Blaze, and here's where they're located. 11111, a lot of ones there, North Scottsdale Road, Suite 225 in Scottsdale. Here's the number to call should you have any questions. You'd like to make an appointment, 480-200-279. That's the wrong number. The right number is on your screen. 602, I have the wrong number on my paper. 602-279-1900. Learn more at dbffamilylaw.com.